This video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe from hackers. For example, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries, streaming services such as DAZN in Spain for those all-important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe if you use public Wi-Fi, such as a college or a cafe. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning that you can even share an account with friends and family. On top of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you don't like it, you can even get your money back. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for just over €2 per month and up to 4 months free. Why not scan the QR code on screen or use the link in the description to take advantage of this offer. What is up, my friends, and happy to Frimpong Friday to each and every one of you. I don't know what happy to Frimpong Friday is supposed to mean, but happy to What is up, my friends, and you are very welcome along, and happy Frimpong Friday to each and every one of you. That's what we wanted to say at the start of the stream, but you know, words and all that, folks. So, there is a lot to go through today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be discussing the latest on Florian Wirtz. Let's just call this the I told you so stream. Let's just go with that straight from the off, because anybody who did doubt, I hope you're feeling a little bit more optimistic about things today. We're going to tell you why that deal could be concluded in the next 48 hours or so keep an eye on it. Yeah, look, it's just a good day, isn't it? Who hasn't been smiling at those Jeremie Frimpong videos? I mean, it hit me right in the feels when he went out and said to his dad, I'm playing for your team. I love it. I love those type of moments. I love those type of pictures of happiness when a player joins a new club, and Frimpong certainly looks really excited to be here, and welcome to the best football club in the world, my man. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to get through today, and I hope you're settled in for a good weekend as well. Jen, lovely to see you, and Jen has gone straight in with the happy Frimpong Friday. I wish I had just read that out, Jen, at the start, and not tried to construct my own sentence because, well, fair to say, Jen, it didn't work out too well, did it? So look, ladies and gents, what a day, what a great start to this transfer window. We're going to take you through the latest on Florian Wirtz. We're going to give you a bit of a strange story about Pepijn Lijnders and how it looks like he could be about to, well, do the dirty on Liverpool fans. We're going to give you the latest on the situation with Milos Kerkez as well, talk about some potential outgoings, but most importantly, we're going to hopefully set you guys up for a fantastic weekend, and I hope you've got a smile on your face right now, because I certainly do. Now, you would have noticed that there was no number announcement there for Jeremie Frimpong today, and I think, and again, I'm just thinking out loud, my guess at this is that they will announce Jeremie Frimpong's number and probably Florian Wirtz's number when they're allowed to wear the Adidas stuff in August. So we might have to wait a little bit longer to get the official squad number. I wonder if we'll see that then in the Adidas kit. It could be a good way for Liverpool to get around it, shall we say, or to have two celebrations of the players. So, loads to get through. Who'll be the first choice right back in the Premier League? I don't know, man. I really have no idea. Sitting here right now, I don't know what Arne Slot is thinking about Bradley and Frimpong. I don't know who he starts with in the Premier League. I really don't know. But what I do know is we've got two very good choices there. And best of luck to both gents as they battle it out for those positions. Yeah, it's a good headache to have, though, isn't it? Two genuine, bona fide, top-notch, decent options at right back. And, of course, we already had two with Trent and Conor Bradley. And on Trent, I'm sure you're already aware of this, but how on earth have Liverpool managed to pull 10 million quid out of Real Madrid's pockets to get Trent out 1 month early? That, as well as some bonuses and wages as well, that Trent has forsaken. Wow, I didn't see that one coming. Remember, Carragher jokingly said 10 million to let him go. Well, there you go, 10 million it is, which is absolutely insane. If you think just for letting him go that month early, that basically paid for Endo, give or take, or Chiesa, pretty much. It's nuts, isn't it, when you think about that? So, that is done. He's already changed his bio to put himself as a Real Madrid player, but, you know, he's in the past now. We look forward. TOTT2KZ1 said, all aboard HMS Frimpong Friday, WFM. Yeah, it was great to get that one over the line. And like I told you, I had seen the media pictures and stuff of him in his Liverpool kit. Still looks great though to see him bouncing around the place in person, looking really happy to be here. And I love it. I love when a player comes to Liverpool, like Chiesa as an example, and you can just see the pride beaming from them. And we're going to look forward to many happy moments, I'm sure, with Jeremie Frimpong. Louis, how are you, my man? Nice to see you. Said, hi, Craig. I can't remember the last time I've been this excited for pre-season. I'm always looking at my phone every 30 minutes for news. Big summer ahead. Yes, really big summer ahead. And like I said to you, expect these three to be sorted out. So Kerkez, Frimpong just been announced, so obviously we don't need to be concerned about that. And Wirtz will give you the latest on that tonight as well. Those three will be done. And after that, that's where my level of knowledge at this particular moment in time comes to an end, because like everybody else, I'm trying to figure out what we're doing with regards to a centre-back, what we're doing for a centre-forward. We'll talk about Luis Diaz as well. He's just released a statement at the end of the season. So much to get through. But let me just start off tonight with, well, a bit of a happy birthday moment. So there's a young man in our chat called George, and myself, my wife and our family have had the pleasure of getting to know George and his family over the last couple of years. George always comes to our shows in Liverpool and is, as well as an Anfield Agenda fan, is a very big Benidorm fan as well. But I want to say one thing. He is an absolute star of a young man, and a credit to his mum and his family and, of course, the city of Liverpool. So from all of us, George, at Anfield Agenda, and of course in the Houlden household as well, happy 16th birthday to you, my man. I'd trade with you in a second to be 16, George, to have all those years still ahead of me. But from all of us, man, much love, happy birthday, and no doubt you're being spoiled rotten, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. So lots of love, George, from all of us. Right, let's get cracking. Leon Cook, Frimpong Friday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And happy Frimpong Friday to you, Leon. And thank you for being with us, my man, as a member for 21 months. That's incredible. I hope you're all set up for, is it a bank holiday weekend in the UK as well? It is here in Ireland. I don't know if it is in the UK. My son's off school Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. So he's absolutely buzzing. John said, I'm still shaking my head in disbelief that John Henry is letting those moths fly out of his wallet and spending money. It's fantastic to see. It is, John. It is. And, you know, we will have to bring in some money as well. You know, we spoke about getting these 3 deals done early doors. Then it may turn to Liverpool looking to bring in some money for a few players and then attacking the rest of the window. But what a great start to the window, John. And like your good self, mate, I'm pleasantly surprised to see the money. Now, we do know that the offer has gone in now for Florian Wirtz. And we're going to give you the breakdown of what that's going to look like and how soon you may expect that to be accepted by Bayer Leverkusen. So we'll go through all of that over the next 90 minutes. Bank holiday in the UK was last week. Yeah, I knew there was one last week, but I didn't know if there was another one. I didn't know if you had the end of May one and then the start of June one. But for us over here in Ireland, it's a bank holiday, so everyone's in good spirits. Mitchell, lovely to see you. Frimpong Friday, my man. Yep. And what a beautiful Friday it is. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. Right, so let's read through Luis Diaz's statement, firstly, if I can, because that's just come in. It's relatively fresh off the press, as they say. So let's read through what Luis Diaz has had to say at the end of the season with Liverpool. He said, and so comes to an end another season at this incredible club, and what a season it was. The long-awaited Premier League title has returned to Anfield. The Premier League is ours, and it feels amazing to know that nobody doubts we were the best, and because of that, truly deserved it. We're a real team, a strong group, a family, always backed by extraordinary supporters. It's hard to find fans anywhere in the world as dedicated and as passionate as these. Anybody who plays for this badge is bound to miss this incredible atmosphere one day. My thanks go to everybody, teammates, coaching staff, club staff and supporters. It was an unforgettable season, one I will always carry in my heart. Now, is that an I'm off message, or is that just a thank you for a good season message? I honestly don't know. You know, I'm asking you guys for your opinion on it. But for me, it's a classy message nonetheless from Lucho. And if it is a goodbye message, well, look, we'll talk about that when the time comes. So one more thing I want to get off my chest before we get into the good news is I'm absolutely livid with Pep Lijnders. So let me break this down for you. Pep Lijnders, according to Fabrizio Romano, is set to become part of Manchester City's coaching staff and will join Pep Guardiola's team. Now, the reason why I find this particularly galling is because of previous comments from Pep Lijnders, where he said, 10 years of the club and my boys don't know anything else. They're Scousers. I owe this club everything. They don't owe me anything, to be honest. It's 10 years of full dedication. I always said I will finish with Jurgen the moment I will not assist anyone else. That's the moment I will go and manage. Didn't last too long there, Pep, did it? Before you went and joined the rotten lot up in Manchester. And I don't want to speak for everybody else, but that's certainly something that I'm not going to take very well. Lijnders saying one thing and then very quickly getting the boo from Salzburg and running up to Guardiola. So to me, he's dead to me. That's the way I'm looking at this. He's now the enemy and I don't care how long he was at the club. I don't care what he did. That to me is just not a good look. It really, really isn't. Each to their own on it, but for me, that's snide. It is. It just is. Like, I'm sorry, I can't say it any other way. To go from our club and what it stands for and what's so special about it and what it meant and what we fought against with that Manchester City setup and team to then go run into Guardiola, I think it's, I just don't like it. That's the kindest I can be about it. Anfield Agenda, look at Ivan's post. I don't have Twitter, my man, even though we are now verified on there with a gold verification badge, but I don't know what Ivan has said, to be honest, so if anybody wants to send it on to me, feel free, but I don't know what it says. So look, let's get stuck into the news anyway. He's joining a ticking time bomb at City. I really just don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it. Why do that? Why undo 10 years with the club? And look, people have said to me, Rafa went to Everton, and look, I get it. I think I look at these things in each individual circumstance, and Rafa going to Everton, I just look at somebody who loves the city and its people and wanted to be in and around it. That's the way I look at the Rafa thing, and they're not a threat as well, let's be honest, Everton, they just aren't. But for me, that's just not a good look from Pep Lijnders. Liam Farrell said, I think it's going to be a 4-2-4 in possession with Wirtz and the false 9 and Szoboszlai just behind. Out of possession, they both drop back in with Wirtz and Salah furthest forward. Szoboszlai's legs will come in handy. Certainly very intrigued, Liam, to see exactly how we do line up. Lots of Reds talking about that 4-2-4 that you've mentioned there, and I certainly wouldn't rule it out, my friend. But it's exciting to have these options, right? It really, really is. By the way, Kolo Toure looks like he could be joining up with the City coaching staff as well. And look, he's a former Manchester City player. No issues with that. Right, so let's get to the Wirtz stuff because I'm sure you all want to. Know about what's going on with Wirtz. So we'll get into that now in a second. Ivan, you're a legend, sir. A legend. We always been Team Ivan here on Anfield Agenda. And he said, tune in to Craig, have a beer if you want to listen. The Reds being back where they belong. Anfield Agenda. We love that. We love that, Ivan. Well played, sir. Yeah, besties. You know what I mean? We do love a bit of Ivan Shrakov here on Anfield Agenda. And thank you, Ivan, for your kindness as always, my friend. Right. Let's get stuck into the situation with Florian Wirtz, because you're going to want to know what's going on there, right? So as we broke earlier on, and as I mentioned to you guys yesterday, nothing to be concerned about. That offer has now gone in. The offer believed to be about €130 million all in, and there has been a few updates on this over the last while. So Florian Plettenberg has said this: an agreement between Leverkusen and Liverpool is just a matter of days now. There's also talk of a Liverpool player who could potentially be included. Wirtz is waiting for the green light to undergo his medical. This follows on from another post that said a new €125 million to €130 million offer from Liverpool for Florian Wirtz has been submitted. However, there's still no total agreement with Bayer Leverkusen. Negotiations are ongoing. So, like I've mentioned, nothing to be concerned about, but this is a tricky negotiation for a whole host of reasons. The structure of the payment, and now if you throw into the mix that Leverkusen are looking for a Liverpool player, you can see why this is taking a little bit longer than everybody would have liked. But you have nothing to be concerned about. He will become a Liverpool player, Kerkez will become a Liverpool player, and Frimpong is already a Liverpool player. After that, your guess is as good as mine what the rest of the business incomings are going to be. So, on that one, nothing to be concerned about. I think we will maybe see something at the end of the weekend, but he is currently with the German national team training in preparation for the Nations League. So if he gets the nod, he should be able to fly in for a medical, get that all done and dusted, and then we should be sorted. Personal terms and all of that already agreed and sorted out, so no concern around Wirtz. It's just a matter of when. And I get it. It is frustrating. But I'm just really happy that it's moving along to the direction that I promised everybody. Because I know people keep saying Bellingham, 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 Bellingham. But what you've never heard me say with Bellingham is that he is absolutely 100% coming to Liverpool. I never said that. I absolutely was wrong on the Bellingham wanting the Liverpool part. I didn't realise about the payment, shall we say, that Liverpool didn't want to make. But either way, on this one, I've been very, very upbeat on it because my information has been stone cold solid and I've never had any doubt that Wirtz wanted to come to Liverpool. Right. Let's get cracking with some more of your comments. Right, there was a couple of super chats that I missed actually that I just want to go back in for. My mouse is acting weird lately. Right, where are we? John Murray. How are you, John? And also, Alan Thomas. Welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, Alan. Hi, Craig. So glad to get Frimpong. So glad he's announced. Do you see Akitika like the post of his announcement? What do you think? It's interesting. Yes, I was going to bring that up, John, so thank you for raising it, my man. But just as John said, on the on the post from Liverpool with Jeremie Frimpong, Hugo Akitika or Akitikake is has liked the post. Now, again, I don't know if that means anything or not. I honestly haven't got a clue about the centre forward situation, but it's certainly not a bad thing that he's liking the post. I'm not going to sit here and try to claim like that's it, he's coming to Liverpool. I haven't got a clue, but it's not a bad thing, right? We've seen the same with Kerkez previously, liking posts in and around Liverpool, and he's coming. So, do you know what? I'm going to be honest about it. I'm not convinced on him as a fan just yet. I think there's a little bit too much of a price tag on his head for my liking to justify what he's done so far in his career. But like I've always said, whoever Arna wants, whoever the recruitment team want, I'll get behind 100%. But it's all coming up Millhouse at the minute. It's looking good. Right. What else have we got? Diaz realises Slot will be selecting Gakpo or Wirtz, so he is off, said Neil. It's going to be an interesting one because I'd love to see if we do lose Lucho, if we replace him. Because I think we probably have to. Gakpo could very well be the starter next season, and again, no problem with that. But I do think we need another option on that left-hand side. I'm also intrigued to see if this Hugo Akitika stuff, or Eketike, excuse me, if that works out. You know, I'm going to ask you guys for the first poll of the night. Do you think that he's the one that we sign? So let me just move this mic and write this out. Right, so move this back. Do you think Liverpool sign Akitika? And again, excuse my pronunciation of his name. So let me know on that one. We'll turn back to the poll in a while. Yay or nay. And again, happy Friday to everybody. Happy Frimpong Friday, as it shall now be known as, and well christened whoever came up with that one earlier on. I'm just sitting here. I'm just going to wait, by the way. I know there must be a load of people who are hurrying to apologise to me after all the shit I got in the comments yesterday. So I'll just wait here for a minute. If you guys want to just put in your, I'm sorry, Craig. I won't doubt you again, Craig. You are absolutely top man, Craig. Any version of that is fine to those little clowns who are trying to call me a grifter, a liar, and everything else that I was put through over the last couple of days on this, just because some very impatient people couldn't understand that this was a tricky conversation for Wirtz. So those people, feel free to write in your apology however you see fit. I'll leave it up to you. Right, you know me, I'm not one to gloat. Right, John and Tom Werner out said, Pep is a rat joining the 115 trader. I'm honestly really annoyed by it, dude. I'm really annoyed by it. It's just like, again, words mean nothing. Nothing. You know, he came out with that statement. I'll read it out to you again. 10 years of the club, and my boys don't know anything else. They're Scousers. I owe this club everything. They don't know me anything, to be honest. It's 10 years of full dedication. I always said I will finish with Jurgen. The moment I will not assist anyone else, that's the moment I will go and manage. So how's that going there, Pep? You know, got fired by Salzburg and now very quickly flying up towards to join Guardiola's team of, well, you know, it's just not a good look. I'm sorry, it just isn't. Happy Frimpong Friday, Craig. Chef Michael's cooking. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Business students in 10 years' time will be doing uni modules on Edwards Market negotiation skills. Absolutely. I'm very intrigued to see who this player might be that Leverkusen are looking for, because hand on heart right now, I don't know. I'd be a liar if I told you I did. It could be maybe Harvey Elliott, potentially. It could be Jarell Kwanzaa. It could be one of the young midfielders, Tyler Morton. I really don't know, but it is interesting to see that they are looking to bring in a Liverpool player as part of the package. Now, one thing that we can say for certain is this will become the most expensive signing in the Premier League. Certainly Liverpool's most ever expensive signing, and probably the most expensive signing in the history of the Premier League. That is the level that Liverpool are going to here to sign Florian Wirtz. Yeah, I'm buzzing. Honestly, I'm buzzing. I knew it was coming over the last few days, like I said, but, you know, you're still nervous. You're still waiting. You're still just hoping that this thing goes the direction it's supposed to, and it is. And also, genuinely shocked that Madrid ponied up that money for Trent. I'm sure the club will put that money to good use, but that's pretty much covered the Chiesa fee or something like that. So that's another interesting one today, and the club released a statement about that, which I will read to you in a second. One sec, folks. Let me read this one out. Where is it? Right, so Liverpool put this out. Liverpool FC can confirm an offer has been accepted for Trent Alexander-Arnold from Real Madrid for his transfer upon the opening of the June transfer window. The fullback is now set to join the La Liga club ahead of the expiry of his Reds contract this summer. Liverpool will receive a fee for his services, with the deal to be concluded once the window opens on June 1st. Alexander-Arnold joined the club's academy at the age of 6 and progressed through the ranks to make his senior competitive debut in October 2016. He now departs Anfield after 354 appearances and 23 goals for the club, as well as lifting 8 major honours alongside his teammates, which consist of 2 Premier League titles, the Champions League, the FIFA Club World Cup, UEFA Super Cup, FA Cup, and 2 League Cups. Alexander-Arnold leaves Liverpool with the club appreciative and grateful for his contribution to those successes. Not exactly the most glowing of goodbyes or references there from the club, but it is now done and dusted. He's already changed his bio to say he's a Real Madrid player, and Liverpool will receive about 10 million quid. Trent has also, I believe, foregone the wages and a bonus or 2, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. Wirtz, number 10. Well, we already have a number 10, and his name is Alexis, and he deserves that number 10 shirt. Wirtz will most likely be, to the best of my information, 23 or 27, but I'm not 100% on that. Wirtz will be better than Jude. Ballon d'Or potential, in my opinion. I agree about the Ballon d'Or potential, mate. 100%. I've said this before as well. Genuinely think Florian Wirtz could win a Ballon d'Or, and hopefully at Liverpool Football Club. So it's an incredible signing. It really is. And anybody who tries to downplay this, or anybody who tries to say that Liverpool are getting robbed or anything like that, they're going to eat their words. They're going to eat their words, because this kid is the real deal. Raphael, thank you, sir, said Eki better in the air, better suited to Kerkez crosses. Nice. It's just the price tag, Raphael, really, for me, mate, that feels just a little bit inflated for Hugo. I think he's probably a £60 million player, but the asking price is in and around £85, £86 million. I just hope that if he is the one, and I really don't know, I don't have any information on the striker situation, but if he is the one, I just hope we can knock the price down a little bit. Christian said, can't blame Pep. It's an opportunity to work under the greatest. He's likely not getting any head coach offers. No issue with it. I very much disagree, mate. He already has worked with the best in Jurgen. And running back up there to join them lot and what they stand for, I think it's a slap in the face, personally, because that club is rotten to the core, in my opinion. And that club has caused so many headaches and problems in the Premier League, continues to do so. And running up there to join them, I just think is slimy. Again, and I would dare to say most people are on my side of the fence on this one, but each to their own. As I said, mate, I do respect your opinion. I just view it very differently. Corn and Pugh said, happy about Pep. His crap tactics are City's now. Yeah, I look forward to his City book that he releases about his super press system. And also it annoys me because, you know, he'll have some inside information on Liverpool having worked at the club, and that I don't really like carrying on either. Connor said, Frimpong not getting a shirt number is interesting. 30 is free. Maybe he's waiting for Gomez to leave and take 27 or some other number. I wonder, Connor, is it to do with the Adidas deal starting on August the 1st? Maybe Liverpool are looking to wait that long to give him a bona fide confirmed shirt number, and then they can unveil the Adidas kit. That was my best guess at it. But either way, the signing's complete. The man's in a red shirt. He looked brilliant in and around the exit as well. Some really good photos and videos. And yeah, it's just a really happy day. Elmir said, who's watching Germany semis on Wednesday week? Yeah, probably, man. I will be watching the Nations League. I'll be looking for any football that I can get, Elmir, to be honest with you, buddy, between now and the Reds back in action. So let's talk about Johnny Heidinga for a second. Mike Verveege, a very respected Dutch journalist, has said, Ajax have reached an agreement with John Heidinga as the new manager, contract until 2027. So, yeah, best luck. Genuinely couldn't stand in the man's way. A move to a club like Ajax. He already turned down another first-team coach opportunity earlier on in the season to see it out with Liverpool. Genuinely wish Johnny Heidinga all the best, and thank you for the time that you were at the club, the successful time you were at the club, and wish him nothing but the best. It'll be interesting to see if it is their cout that comes in. There's been some rumours on CVG, but I don't know on that one. AD, thank you, my friend, for your comment and your super chat. Appreciate you. Said, I'm just going to say Hugo, if that's all right, mate, because I butcher his pronunciation. Hugo is better than Šeško, who Arsenal are paying 92 million for. 150 million for Zubamendi and Šeško is shocking, said AD. I think Šeško is a higher ceiling, personally. I do. I think he's a really good footballer. I do think they're overpaying. I agree with you on that one. 92 million is lunacy. But I'll be interested to see if, and I have to say if, because I don't know if Hugo is the guy, if we can get the price down a little bit, my man. But I always appreciate your feedback. Thank you. I'm your sugar daddy. Not for fucking 199 you aren't, bro. Come on. I value myself a little bit higher than that, Bilal. But do appreciate you, my man. Thank you for the love. Can I take you on a date night? I'm going to have to respectfully say no. No. I think my wife might have something to say about that, to be honest with you. But you can certainly fill me full of food if that's what you want sometime, my man. I'm always open to a good steak. John and Tom Werner out said, no, I watch a lot of Bundesliga. He is legit the next Darwin. Again, I don't know. I'm open to whatever the club want. I'm not convinced with Hugo. I'd be far more open to taking a punt on somebody else, to be honest with you. But again, let's wait and see. I still haven't given up my sneaky feeling on Alvarez. And I've no info on it. I'm not trying in any way, shape or form to say that we're going to sign Julian Alvarez. I don't know that to be the case, but I'm also refusing to give up on it in my mind just yet. Who saw United's Malaysia bus parade? Oh, honestly, that club, man, it just goes from laughing stock to laughing stock. The players sticking up fingers as well to fans gathered there. I mean, just the state of it, honestly, the absolute state of it. Opinionated Observer said, what about Wharton from Palace as a holding and distribution option? I like him. Liverpool definitely like him. Manchester City like him as well, although they've already brought somebody in there, obviously, and they have Rodri coming back. I don't know, mate, is the honest answer, but I agree with you on everything that you've said. We do need to look at the homegrown quota as well. We need to keep an eye on that because if we're going to lose the likes of, let's just say 3 names as an example. If we lost Elliott, Kelleher and Kwanzaa, that's 3 homegrown players. Now, Jeremie Frimpong does count as a homegrown player because of the 9 years he spent at Manchester City's academy. So that definitely helps us out in that regard. But yeah, Wharton would be a really good signing, but you would have to have maybe a little just concern or two about the injuries that he's carried since that move from Blackburn to Crystal Palace. But a very, very good player. I'll get back to you on that one. My man, bit of banter. Nothing wrong with it. Right, Frimpong played for City, Celtic and Leverkusen, all great clubs in their own respect. And also, Celtic will get about 5 million quid from the sell-on clause that they had there for him. So there you go. Yeah, you need to just chill down, Bilal. I don't want to be banning you, my man, but chill down. David Thompson and Man Like Spence, thank you guys for becoming members again with Anfield Agenda. Appreciate all of your support. I have so much news to get through, folks, so let's keep going. We're going to go right back to, this is where I need your help. I need your help on a name. So Called Offside have said, exclusive, Liverpool have been monitoring Magnus Akliuche or Akliuche. I don't know how you pronounce this. Akliouche. Akliuche. Ahead of a summer transfer move. He can leave Monaco for 60 to 70 million euro. Help? I don't know anything about this guy, and I don't know if there's any semblance of truth in that whatsoever. What I do know to be absolute horseshit is this post from a Manchester City fan account. And if you aren't sitting down, you may need to, because you're going to fall around laughing in a second. Honestly, this was posted. I'm not making this up. Liverpool tried to hijack Manchester City's deal with Ryan Cherky during the early hours of Wednesday morning. Liverpool tried to contact Cherky's representatives, who then stated that the Frenchman was only interested in what Manchester City had to offer. Are we supposed to believe that shite? The guy who's been begging to come to Liverpool for a year, letting it be known far and wide that he wants to be in a Liverpool shirt, and who isn't a Liverpool target because, you know, we've gone and signed Wirtz, we're supposed to believe that we tried to hijack that move. If we did try to hijack it, what you would be writing is that he has decided to join Liverpool because Liverpool are the club that he wants to play for. But if Manchester City fans need to continue to fool themselves to feel a little bit better, have at it. They've also removed that Kevin De Bruyne mural already because I believe it was a sponsored building or something. So again, just very weird carry on from them lot. Come on now, that's just nuts. Right, Jordan said, evening all, what a day, happy Frimpong Friday, look forward to Milos Monday and Wirtz Wednesday next week, much love. I think we may see the Wirtz situation, I would say, like I've said all the way through, I would be astonished if he's not on a plane by the end of the weekend. Genuinely, I think it's real small details now with regards to the contract situation. So, Liverpool have made an offer to Leverkusen for £100 million plus £10 to £12 million in add-ons, which is about 130 to 133 million euro. Since Liverpool and Leverkusen are not far apart, the overall package, a quick agreement seems likely, according to Bild. Florian Wirtz transfer to Liverpool should be completed in a few days, again from the same outlet. Kicker said, Florian Wirtz to Liverpool is imminent. On top of that, we had David Ornstein saying, breaking, Real Madrid reached agreement with Liverpool to sign Trent Alexander-Arnold in time for the Club World Cup. Madrid to pay €10 million guaranteed, up from original offer of about €1 million, and also Liverpool will save on wages and bonuses. 6-year contract that he's signing at Real Madrid. On top of that, we had the hiding of stuff. Then we had David Ornstein, who said, breaking, Liverpool submit €130 million bid for Florian Wirtz. So again, everybody who was wondering about when that bid was going in, you've now got your answer. And then Fabrizio Romano said, Florian Wirtz only wants Liverpool. So they've all obviously been watching Anfield Agenda and keeping tabs on the transfer situation. But there you go. Exactly what I've said over the past couple of days. And after that, my information is pretty dried up in this transfer window. But those three, you can look forward to being in a Liverpool shirt. David, I'll take your word for that one. Obviously, I've been busy all day, so I'll take your word for that one, David. You missed my super chat. Let me just have a look at it, Casper. Sorry, mate. I'm playing catch up here. 1 second. Where is it? 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 Let me just go back into this one, mate. Probably easier to find it this way. Johns have done that one. Frimpong's done that one. Casper. Fede and Kumas, Craig. Kumas is coming back. I don't know if he's ready. Fede on the right, perhaps, but I don't know if Kumas is ready to come back in and really compete on that left side. Look, let's be frank about this. Losing Luis Diaz and replacing him with Kumas would be a downgrade for the moment. You know, I'm not saying Luis Kumas won't blossom into that player, but we're in a summer now where we're wanting to basically make sure we're improving in every position, and I wouldn't say that that particular deal would do that. But you did mention Fede, and maybe he gets more minutes off either side, so in that regard, I'm pretty good. Cal said we should buy Cherky and loan him to City. Boss. No, just let him go there. I'd seen Spurs were in the mix for him as well, but that post from that City fan account is honestly just priceless, trying to say like Liverpool are trying to hijack a deal. Sorry, Bilal. I tried, man. I tried, but I'm going to have to put you a budget out now, mate. Sorry. You're getting a little bit too carried away now, bro. And jokes and all, fair enough, but we're gonna have to say bye bye to you there, Bilal. Louis, how are you, my man? Said if you said to me last year that in a year's time we'd sign one of the best players in the world, I'd probably call you crazy. We're finally wanted. It's mad. If you would have said to me a year ago, Louis, that we're going to sign Florian Wirtz, I would have said to you were mad as well, because I didn't think there would have been a hope in hell of a happening. But a lot has changed over the last couple of months. You know, that Premier League title, John suddenly finding his wallet again, it certainly is an exciting start to the window. And we got our gold verification badge on X today as well. So if you are on there, you'll find Anfield Agenda's account even easier now, because we have that lovely little gold verified badge beside us. So yay on that one. Star, how do I pronounce this one? Star Applier, sorry. One man I'd like to see replacing Heidegger is Daniel Agger, former Red, Denmark's assistant and aspiring manager. Perfect fit, in my opinion. I think Dirk Kuyt is a better fit, personally. Obviously, again, somebody who's gone into coaching, just leaving Beerschot at the end of the season. Dutch as well, which would have that connection to Arne Slot. So on that one, yeah, I think either of those gents you've mentioned would be great. It is good to have that connection, of course, with the fans, and Agger or Dirk Kuyt would have that. I'm going to read out what Jeremie Frimpong had to say about Arne Slot. He said, Arne Slot, la 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 la. He didn't, but he should have. He said, I'm really excited to work with Arne Slot. Even when I was at the national team, some of the Feyenoord boys would tell me about him and be like, he's the best coach I've ever had. Things like this. So, obviously, word has travelled about quite how good Arne is. And, yeah, delighted to have Jeremie Frimpong on board. So what's changed with FSG, said Stevie Boy. Again, bro, I don't know. You know, all I can think of is a couple of things. Either they've realised the football's trending in a different direction now and that they have to spend some big money. Maybe they feel like now is the time to build again and try and put a team together for the next 5, 6, 7 years. It's either that or it was a mixture of Jurgen not wanting to spend some of that money in the past, and maybe now with Arne, things are a bit different. I really don't know the exact answer to it, but I'm just grateful it's happening, Stevie Boy, in all honesty. We have started the net spendometer as well on social media, so do check that one out. But either way, what a start to the window. What a start, lads. I'm going around on cloud 9 all the time, just absolutely smirking from ear to ear. The return of the Mac Daddy. There he is on another account. I don't mind, mate. You can come in another account as long as the comments are reasonable. You're very welcome in. Just none of the weird comments, dude. You know, because it's a little bit awkward at times. But man, I can take a joke and a bit of fun like anybody else. So just keep it respectful, and we're all good. Ryan said, what I'm getting from the news about Wirtz is it's not accepted or rejected. They're just fixing up or small details, and then it'll be done. Feel it gets done this weekend at the latest Monday. Well, Melissa Reddy was speaking a little bit about the situation as well, and Jay Burt of The Telegraph. So Jay Burt of The Telegraph writes this. Sources suggest that Leverkusen are now happy with the fee being offered by Liverpool, which includes add-ons, and are in the process of negotiating how the payments will be made. It's expected the add-ons won't be too hard and will include qualifying for the Champions League. So again, it looks like we're getting close on that one. Melissa Reddy said the discussion in Germany is about when and not if Florian Wirtz will complete a switch to Anfield. Fraz Fletcher has said Liverpool are poised to seal the signing of Bournemouth left-back Milos Kerkez once Florian Wirtz's arrival from Bayer Leverkusen is sealed. I'm feeling rather smug about this, to be honest with you, because I didn't think it would all come together this quickly, but I have said for the past few days that those three you can hang your hat on that they will be Liverpool players, and they are. And it's going to be great. Now, what I don't know of yet is any agreement between Liverpool and Bournemouth around the fee for Milos Kerkez. I'd be a liar if I said to you I do, and I probably won't get that information. You'll get a Romano or an Ornstein or somebody else there. But, like I've promised, those three players you will get to enjoy in a Liverpool shirt. And let's see what the rest of the transfer window brings, because there is so much possibility. I do think, we're going to see some sales after these three brought in. The future of Darwin Núñez needs to be resolved. We need to figure out what's happening at centre-back. And then, of course, we need to look at the likes of Kelleher. We need to look at maybe if Diaz is departing on that left side. So lots to do. It's going to be a busy, busy summer. So we're going to try our best to keep everybody as up to date as we can. Right, let's check in on our poll. We asked you guys, do you think Liverpool sign Ekitike? And we've had 2,650 votes. We'll let it go a little bit longer to try and get up to 3,000. Joyce update on Anfield sector. I will adhere to get to that in a second, my man. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Mark's already sent it to me. Legends. Legends, lads. I love it. Right, so Paul Joyce said, the significance of Friday's bid for Florian Wirtz should not be underestimated, and while the offer, which equates to €130 million, is inclusive of add-ons, has not been accepted, there is no sense that an accord will not be reached over the coming days. So there you go. The offer is on the table. They're sorting out the small details. As mentioned previously as well, there's a potential for a Liverpool player that they want included. I don't have a name for you on that one. But again, it's a matter of when and not if Florian Wirtz becomes a Liverpool player. Why ain't Bilal banned? He was banned, if you were paying attention, mate, but he started a second account, and he hasn't done anything on that second account yet that deserves a ban that I've seen. But if he does, he will be banned on that one as well. Right. Let's check in on a poll like we said. So we're about 200 odd votes away from 3,000. So if you haven't voted, really quick, please do. Question is, do you think Liverpool sign Ekitike? And it's close, this one. AD said, John Henry must have been kidnapped and cloned. Look, remember, we've kept our powder dry over the last couple of windows as well. So Liverpool have been able to, I guess, build up a little bit of financial wiggle room, if you want to say that, or more financial wiggle room. So, yeah, good news. We want the club to act like a big club. We want the club to go out there and show intent that they want to win things. And credit to everybody for doing that. That's what we all want. So, happy days. I'm sure he'll get his wallet back eventually, though. I did love some of the images of Linda, by the way, celebrating. Did you see the one with her and Cody Gakpo where they're both smoking cigars as well? She does seem like good fun, and she always interacts well with the Liverpool fan base as well. Bilal, we tried to keep you in, mate, but you've just made it impossible, so it's time for you to go bye-bye, bro. I tried my best, dude. I tried to keep you involved, but again, you're You're just going a bit too far. So we'll have to say goodbye to you, my man. Where is his comment gone so I can get rid of it? Da 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 da. Where is that one? There it is. Oh, you're such a scumbag, mate. Such a scumbag. I'm going to find you, Bilal. Don't worry, mate. We're going to find you. So, yeah, we'll ignore Bilal. Moderators, anything that comes in with that name on any account, just ban it. Absolute scumbag. We'll put him up there with the Andrew Lawrences of this world. Right, let's keep going. So many more comments for me to get through, and apologies that I'm playing catch-up here, ladies and gentlemen. So, off the post said, I can see you signing Gyökeres. Again, mate, I've been very strong on this one as well. There's not a chance we sign Victor Gyökeres. It isn't happening. So, you know, I just don't want you to get upset or feel let down by it. It's not going to happen. We can't complain about net spend now, said Eddie Cox-Wilkins. Well, no, we can't, mate, but the window isn't over yet. You know, we do have to make sure that when we look at the end of this window, Eddie, we feel like we've strengthened in the positions we need to. So, yeah, we'll go with that one. Right. What do you think about Pep Lijnders to City? I think he's a rat. Simple as. And I don't care. Honestly, I bit my tongue with Trent because he's a Scouser through and through. And, you know, I wanted to try to be respectful. But Pep Lijnders going to Manchester City is an absolute slap in the face, especially after his own words, where he spoke about never being a number 2 to anybody again after Jurgen. I just think it's classless, and yeah, I don't like it. I can only be as honest as I can on that one, man. I don't like it. Brian, excuse me, my man. Always lovely to see you, my dude. And thank you so much again. What an incredible super chat. Can't wait to catch up with you next month. Hi all. I heard you guys donated your live show proceeds to a charity for the parade incident. It's another reason why we all love you. Amazing. Yeah, look, I kind of touched on it a tiny bit last night. We were corresponding back and forth with Hot Water Comedy Club, and we just wanted to do anything that we could do to try and help in a small way. And it just seemed sensible for us to say any revenue from the ticket sales for the show that we did on May 25th, just, you know, we left it with the venue to put towards whatever outlet they deem most appropriate, obviously them being based in the city of Liverpool. It's just a small thing I felt we could do on behalf of our community, Brian, and yeah, I appreciate your kind words on it. Just, you know, it just felt like the right thing to do. And I hope we can do some more as well. You know, I hope we can come back over for a charity show or just do anything we can to give back a little bit to a city that's given us so much love and so much excitement and happiness over the years. You know, when the city was hurt and we all hurt. So appreciate you, Brian. Thank you. Right. I could be wrong, but I think Sesko is Darwin 2.0. 100 million is way too much, but Hugo seems super talented, very good on the ball and good work rate, better goals and assists as well, and can actually create for himself. I'm not sold, Matthew, but I'm open to it, whatever the manager wants to do. But I definitely haven't 100% sold as of yet on him. But if it's who Arno wants, I'll be right behind him. And again, we know it will make young George happy. And happy 16th birthday once again, George, from all of us. Right, so we have had over 3,000 votes, and we said, do you think Liverpool sign Ekitike? And 47% said yes, and 53% say no. So I don't know is the honest answer. I have no information on a striker or a centre-back target, so I can only give you my opinion on it. Right, let's keep going. Some more comments to get through. Odins said, do you think if Núñez goes that we will make a bigger push for Isak? No, there's no way you're getting Isak now. We are getting Isak now, I should say, excuse me. No, Newcastle qualifying for the Champions League, 100% put the kibosh on that one. But what I won't give up on personally is just the Alvarez thing. And look, I'm not saying it's happening because I really don't know anything about the striker search. But there's something at the back of my mind that just won't give up on the idea of us going back for Julian Alvarez. There's been a lot of talk about potential incoming forwards as well to Atleti, as they do need to bring one in. But I don't know. I'm waiting to see what happens with Darwin, but I would just prefer us to go down that avenue if there was any chance whatsoever. Just my opinion on it, though, and I appreciate your comments, my man. Thank you. Do you think we will get the Wirtz Here We Go this weekend? Yes. Now, I'm not saying it 100%. You said, do I think? And I do. I do think you will see him on a plane to come and have his medical before Monday's out. So that is my guess on it. The small details are being ironed out now, as you've seen from many journalists. Liverpool gone back and forth with Leverkusen. I have absolutely zero idea who the player might be that Leverkusen are looking to have included in a deal, but it will be a Liverpool transfer record, and it could very well be a Premier League transfer record. That is the amount Liverpool are willing to put behind this move for Florian Wirtz. Nick said, have you seen Frimpong talk about how Feyenoord players at the Dutch camps and Arne was the best coach they had, that Frimpong was excited to work with Arne? Absolutely, my man. I read it out there a couple of minutes ago, and since you brought it up, let's go through it again. He said, we'll start off with this one. First of all, he said, Virgil called me and told me a little bit more about Liverpool and the expectations, all the type of things. It made me feel like the guys are going to welcome me good. That's what I expect from Virgil, how he is in the national team. He's a big character. And speaking about Arne Slot, this is what Mr. Frimpong had to say there. 1 second, let me just grab these comments. He said, I'm really excited to work with Arne Slot. Even when I was at the national team, some of the Feyenoord boys would tell me about him and be like, he's the best coach I've ever had. Things like this. So yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? And look, anybody that's been in the dressing room with Arne or being coached by him has sung his praises. You know, even Trent, before he departed, was talking about how he's improved him defensively as well. Right, let me just scroll back through, because I think when I was going through the Bilal stuff, I missed a comment from Zach. Ahmad and Garnacho were asking for money for bikes. I'd seen that, and then Ahmad stuck the finger up at somebody because he didn't like being called Diallo, so he gave him the middle finger. I mean, that's a nice way to treat the Manchester United fans who were there, isn't it, Zach? Patiently waiting to see them, and as you said, renting the e-scooters or whatever it was for them. But you know, Jim has to save money where he can, so he doesn't have the money to be paying for e-scooters. Dragon said, with the team we now have, I just wish we had a striker like Fernando Torres. Oh yeah, can you imagine El Pistolero or El Nino in up front? That would be absolutely incredible. So yeah, either one of those would be amazing. I've talked about this one just a few minutes ago, Bradley. I'm disgusted by it, mate, in all honesty. I can't hide away from it. Again, don't want to tell anybody else how to feel. We've already had a gentleman that thinks it's okay. Full respect to him. He's entitled to his opinion. But for me, I just don't like it one bit. Any other club, literally any other club, but that lot, it just... Yeah, it disgusts me, in all honesty. And I don't want to be told by Jurgen or anybody else how I should feel about this, to be honest, because Trent is one thing. He's a kid that was at the club since the age of 6. I tried to be respectful about that situation, but Linder's, I'm not happy with that at all. But, you know, do you know what? Let's ask that in a poll, because I would be interested to know the greater thoughts on it. So, 1 second. 1 second. Right, so are you angry at Pep Lijnders going to Manchester City? Yes or no? And we'll revisit this poll in a while, and we'll see how the majority of you guys feel. Right, let's keep going. Mohammed, how are you, bro? Said, do you think that Leverkusen is looking for somebody like Szoboszlai to replace Wirtz? Don't know, because obviously Erik ten Hag has gone in there now as Leverkusen's new head coach. So I would imagine a load of second-rate Dutch players will be following him. You know, we've got all the priority, all the top-notch Dutch players, but they have to replace it. Look, they're losing Wirtz and Frimpong. That's a lot of assists and attacking creativity to be replacing with. I've no idea who they look to, Mohamed, but certainly very, very big shoes to fill for both of them. I remember when Kai Havertz left, I remember seeing loads of Leverkusen fans discussing why, with Wirtz coming through, or Wirtz being there, I should say, that it wasn't going to be a huge loss for them when Kai Havertz departed because they knew they had this incredibly talented guy who'd come from Cologne. What's this one? So Paul Joyce, speaking about Florian Wirtz, actually I want to just say thank you to Ragnar as well for gifting 20 Anfield Agenda memberships, Ragnar. Sorry mate, I missed the initial one, but thank you so much. That's really, really kind of you, sir. And I know that that'll be greatly appreciated by the people who receive them as well. So top man, Ragnar, thank you. Right, so LFC Transfer Room have posted this, crediting Paul Joyce. They've said exactly how Arne Slot would utilise Wirtz is unlikely to be set in stone, given the starlet's versatility across a number of roles. He has driven opponents to distraction as a left-sided attacking midfielder, but can play as a left wing or in central positions, such as a number 10 or a false 9. And exactly as Paul has written, we're all excited to see how he'll be utilised by Arne Slot. And that versatility, I'm sure, will come in very handy. What's your thoughts on Vlahovic? So I haven't really followed him too much. I probably watched more of my Fiorentina, in all honesty, than I did when he went to Juventus. Haven't really kept tabs on him since he's gone to Juventus. So yeah, I don't know, mate. I've not seen his name mentioned with Liverpool, but again, that doesn't mean anything. It just means I haven't seen it. Yeah, he's probably got a bigger body of work for me that I would have seen than the likes of Ekitike, but other than that, my man, I wouldn't be expecting Liverpool to make a move there. But again, like I've said, being totally honest, I have no idea who Liverpool are looking at for the central striker. I haven't got a clue. 1 second. Did you get the email I sent? Sorry if wrong one. Mate, I've received probably 100 emails over the last 24 hours. So you're going to have to be a little bit more specific than that one. But if I haven't gotten back to some emails, it's just because I've been incredibly busy at the minute. But I will adhere to get around to as many of them as I can soon. And apologies if I haven't responded yet. Hey Craig, what are your thoughts on the Alisson situation? His contract expires next season and the signing of the new Valencia keeper has me worried. He's 2 years to go on his contract. So you don't need to worry about that one. Alisson has 2 years to go. And the signing of the Valencia keeper, I honestly don't know what the plan is for Mamardashvili, when or if he will be trying to, well, he will be trying to push Alisson out, but no idea how it works out, mate. Honestly, it's been a strange one, especially with Kelleher being allowed to depart as well. So whenever Georgie starts to get games, we'll obviously see how he fits in the Liverpool setup. But Alisson has 2 years to go, and to the best of my understanding, he fully expects to see out those 2 years. At least his comments recently said that. Right, let's go back in for some more comments. Any questions, by the way, you guys have, do throw them into the chat. If I've forgotten to talk about a particular subject or what, please let me know and I'll do my best to get back to it. Craig, have you heard the rumours regarding Barcola? Said Kev Hodge. I haven't. No. Somebody mentioned his name in the chat yesterday, Kev, but again, Bradley Barcola is another one for me that I just feel needs too many chances to score. He's not being clinical enough when I've watched them anyway, but no, not seeing anything to suggest we're making a move there or not. But the truth is, Kev, I have no idea on the centre forward situation. Petter, who's a Chelsea fan, said, Craig, thoughts on our season? I think you did what you needed to do. You won the Europa Conference League, which, you know, you had to do, and you did. Excuse me. Got yourselves into the Champions League as well. So I would say mission accomplished there, Petter, for you guys this season. And bringing in Liam Delap as well. Interesting signing. So yeah, I think you've had a good enough season. You know, it's a very, very young squad. Yeah, I think job done for Maresca. Ali had lots of injuries in the past couple of seasons, said Wade Nelson. I agree, Wade, and it's something that certainly will mean we need to have a top-notch number 2. What I'm most interested in, though, with Georgi Mamardashvili is his distribution. That's the part that I'm interested to have a look at. I've no doubts about him as a shot stopper. I've no doubts about him commanding his area. But I do have concerns of the playing out from the back. For instance, Kelleher, very good with the ball at his feet. Started out his footballing career as a centre forward. Mamardashvili, I'm not 100% won over on that side yet. I'll be interested to see how he gets on in a Liverpool shirt. One second. So, Sam said, got me thinking, Craig, us selling a lot of homegrown players last summer was a master plan to help us with PSR so we could go big this summer. Yeah, perhaps. Yeah. Do you know what, Sam? Fair play. I didn't even consider that, mate. Certainly they're all profit, as you said, when you're talking about PSO or somebody who comes through your academy like that. Yeah, all profit on the balance sheet. So very, very good point, Sam. And certainly will give Liverpool more wiggle room than we already had. But yeah, appreciate you, man. That was a really good point. Eddie said, Craig, do you think we'll get a striker? Don't know. Honestly, mate, don't know. My information, I always tell you when I know something, when I don't know something. And I don't know anything around the centre-back situation at the minute. I don't know anything about the centre-forward situation. And I don't know anything about a potential holding midfielder. The only information that I had that I was concrete on was the 3 players I've mentioned. After that, like everybody else, I'm going to be just reading, trying to figure out and see what happens. But I would expect we're going to see sales after these 3 players are sorted out, because we have to start bringing in some money, freeing up some squad places. And of course, seeing how the market reacts as well and what players are going where, and maybe a door opens for Liverpool, an avenue for a striker that maybe we didn't think was going to be open. So maybe we are back to being a bit reactionary in that regard. Although, saying all of that, Eddie, we could go and sign a striker in 2 weeks' time who, could be Hugo, that we've mentioned numerous times. I really just don't know. But do we need one? Let's look at the front line. Let's have a conversation about it. So we've got Mohamed Salah right-hand side. If the manager's true to his word, Fede is staying, so Chiesa would be another option. Even if Diaz leaves, we still have Gakpo. We still have, obviously, Wirtz, who's coming in. We would have young Jadon Danns, although I would expect him to go out on loan. We would have Diogo Jota, who's still at the club. Darwin, obviously, is going to move on. You're already talking about 6-7 attacking options there, so I would hope we bring in a striker, or at least if we lose Diaz, I would hope we bring in another wide forward. Am I mad for thinking we might not have heard the end of Anthony Gordon? Again, no information on it, just trying to think out loud here. Part of me thinks if we get that Diaz money, maybe we revisit Anthony Gordon, because he would be homegrown, so that would be one box tick there as well. And of course, I know we signed a new deal at Newcastle, but Harvey Barnes had been in great form for them towards the end of the season, so maybe that was one of them that Newcastle might be willing to listen to offers for if it gave them the ability to reinvest some money. Let me know if you think I'm mad on that one, by the way, because I truly don't know if Gordon is going to be revisited or not. I'm just thinking out loud. Itachi, how are you, bro? Said, evening, Craig. I'm so hyped for Wirtz and Kerkez. Yeah, and Frimpong as well. I love anybody who comes in with that infectious, happy, upbeat attitude. And I'd say, I'm going to make a call now. I'm going to make a big claim. I can see Frimpong and Robbo getting on like a house on fire. I can only imagine some of the content that we're going to get as Liverpool fans from those 2 gents. I think we're going to be in for some good times and some good laughs along the way as well. Right, how do I pronounce this one? D1GIHIR01 said, almost nailed on. Kelleher 25 mil, Tsimikas 15, Morton 15, McConnell 10, Elliott 40, Nunes 60. I don't know if we sell McConnell or not, to be honest. I'm not saying you're wrong, mate. Just saying I would have more doubts about that one than probably anybody else on your list. I think we should throw a cheeky bid in for Endrick from Real Madrid. So there is talk of him having a potential loan to Juventus, if I've not mistakenly. I think I've read that somewhere. Real Madrid don't want to sell Endrick. They don't want to sell him. And look, to be honest with you, I don't want the little shithouse coming on trying to injure our players. But The last thing I'd seen was a potential loan to Juventus, which I believe could be viable. But again, you may have seen more on that than me, so do let me know if you have. Will Stefan be back in the number 6 role next season? Asked Gareth. Well, he's going to get some time in pre-season. The manager did say that. Exactly where he'll be utilised and if he stays for the entire season, I don't know at this moment in time. But I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'm a big believer in Stefan Bajcetic, so hopefully he can convince the manager that he's worth keeping around. Right, let's play catch-up. Right. My wireless mouse is acting a little bit weird today. So, Ayush said, am I the only one who thinks that a new deal for McAllister this summer is critical? Madrid are definitely going to try and run his deal down. I like where you're coming from on that one, mate. And I also absolutely agree with you on Madrid going to be sniffing around him. They will probably look at him as the Luka Modric replacement. I don't want to lose him yet. But if I'm being really honest, I do think he will end up in a Madrid shirt at some point in the future. I just get that feeling about it. I think Liverpool will receive a truckload of money when it happens, but just something makes me feel like he will have that chapter in La Liga at some point in his career. But I hope it isn't for at least 3-4 years anyway, because I absolutely love Alexis McAllister. But you're right, mate. We need to keep an eye on that situation. It's very well highlighted. Gary said, can we not keep Lucho and Gakpo left-hand side sorted, sign a centre-back, maybe a striker, and call it a window? Mate, I'm with you. I don't see any need or reason or want to be moving on the likes of Luis Diaz. And again, there's no guarantee that he is gone. You know, we've seen lots of talk about El Nasser. We've seen Barcelona. We've seen other clubs linked with him. But journalists have always kind of mentioned the number and then said, but there is by no means a guarantee that he will leave. So what we did get, though, was a statement from him. And again, I'd be interested to know, for people who haven't heard it, what you guys think he means by this, if anything. So he wrote, and so comes to an end another season at this incredible club. What a season it was. The long-awaited league title has returned to Anfield. The Premier League is ours, and it feels amazing to know that nobody doubts we were the best, and because of that, truly deserved it. I don't know if Lucho hasn't been following Arsenal fans this season, but he didn't get the memo that it was a PGMOL title and that only injuries and red cards screwed what was undoubtedly the best team in Europe in Arteta's head. But we move on from that. He said, we were a real team, a strong group, a family, always backed by extraordinary supporters. It's hard to find fans anywhere in the world as dedicated and as passionate as these. Anybody who plays for this badge is bound to miss this incredible atmosphere one day. My thanks go to everyone, teammates, coaching staff, club staff and supporters. It was an unforgettable season, one I will always carry in my heart. I don't know if that's just a classy end of season message from Luis Diaz or if that is a classy goodbye. I mean, I would be guessing either way. So again, do let me know what you guys think on it. Do you think it is a goodbye or just a nice end of season message and thank you to everyone? BMAC said, problem is that Wirtz moves into the space Lucho does on the left. Craig, you think Wirtz can play like Diaz played this season? Yes, he can. As we've said, that piece from Paul Joyce, let me just read it out to you again, said exactly how Slot would utilise Wirtz is unlikely to be set in stone given the starlet's versatility across a number of roles. He's driven opponents to distraction as a left-sided attacking midfielder, but can play as a left winger or in central positions such as a number 10 or a false 9. So, yeah, he can play anywhere, mate. And, you know, where he is exactly going to play, I'd be a liar if I told you I knew the answer to that one. Sorry, I'm just trying to find something here. Yeah, let me just make sure. Yeah, sorry, it's just making sure that Bilal post didn't get through on my end. And thank you to those who would remove it for me. Right, let's check in on our poll before I get in. I know I have some more comments and chats to get through. Don't worry, lads, I will get to them in a second. So, we asked, are you angry about Pep Linders going to Manchester City? We've almost had 2,000 votes on it, so we'll let it go a little bit longer. But so far, 2/3 or so of people are annoyed by it, and another 1/3 don't mind it. And look, as again, I'm not telling anybody how to feel. I'll give you my opinion on it, but I respect everybody else's one as well. For me, I do think he's done us a little bit dirty. I really do. But again, each to their own. Right, so where was I up to on this one? This, Benjamin. So, Benjamin, always lovely to see you, my man. Thank you for tuning in all the way from New Zealand as well. Morning from New Zealand, Craig. Couple of Saudis we're getting the supply for lab tech from say they are so excited for Diaz. They're not sources, but say people are confident over there. So we know Al Nassr are interested. We definitely do know that. I don't know if Luis Diaz wants to go and play in the Saudi Pro League or not. Haven't got a clue. But I wouldn't be shocked if we sold him this summer. We'll have to wait and see. As always, though, Benjamin, I just hope if Liverpool do sell a player, any player, that we get the most money we can from. And appreciate your input as well, Benjamin. Always do. Danny said, hey, Craig, absolutely buzzing with the business we're doing. Wirtz is a statement signing. Next season could be special. Yeah. Like, we're into the territory now, Danny, where with the level of signings we're making, there's an expectation for me that comes along with that. And that expectation is silverware pretty much every season. But, we do exist to win trophies, so let's hope that's the case. So, I don't know if I should talk about this little rat or give him more air, but that Andrew Lawrence guy really needs to shut the fuck up, because it's not comedy. It's just low-level, shitty, scumbag behaviour. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll probably figure it out when you quick Google. But to me, he better just pray he doesn't come across a Scouse comedian or come across Liverpool fans anywhere, because what he's been saying and the way that he's been belittling the city of Liverpool and its people is not comedy. It isn't. Comedians aren't supposed to punch down, especially at these particular moments. But he's doubled down and tripled down on it, and I very much hope that he gets whatever is coming his way, because he's an absolute low-life piece of shit that deserves any backlash, that deserves any cancellations, that deserves anything that comes his way, speaking and doubling down like he has. Absolute piece of shit. Right, so we've almost got to the 2,000 votes. Right, we're just about there. 2 more to go. 1 sec. Keep voting. We get to 2,000 and then we will click on the button. There we go. So, 62% of people said they are angry at Pep Lijnders going to Manchester City, and the other 38% said they are not. And thank you to everybody that did contribute to the poll. Ryan from Jamaica. Lovely to see you, Ryan. Welcome in, my man. Appreciate you being with us. Pletty goal update. Love that bat signal. And 1 second. Okay, so we'll get that Plettenberg update for you in a moment, my man. So it's not just Patrick, it's not just the bad joke that he made about the parade, mate. He's doubled down on it, and now he's put out a video on Patreon where he spends 2 minutes absolutely rinsing Scousers, the incident, the city, poverty, just sick, disgusting, low-life behaviour. As I've said, just... I'm really struggling to bite my tongue on it, because I swear to God, if I was in a room with him or if I come across him anywhere, I'm more than happy to get into a bit of trouble. Let's just say that, because that is... yeah, let's just say that. Cherky going to City. Oh, we knew that. To be fair, we knew that. We knew that was going to happen. Couldn't get Wirtz. Just think, if you take anything, just remember this. They wanted Szoboszlai, they wanted Wirtz, and they've both ended up in a Liverpool shirt. And no amount of lies about the financials running away from the deal is going to convince anyone. You spunked 100 million and loaded dough on Grealish. Don't talk to us about walking away from a deal because of the numbers involved. Wirtz just told you we didn't want to come to play for Manchester City. That's the fact of the matter. And if anybody wants to lie to themselves to convince themselves otherwise, then leave them to it. But they wanted Szoboszlai, they wanted Wirtz, and both of them are Liverpool players, or will be Liverpool players. Right, anyway, so more comments to come. Brian, thank you so much, my man, for being with us as a member for 11 months, and said, Craig, always look forward to your content, mate. Thank you. I always look forward to coming on and having a chat. Honestly, sit all day looking forward to coming on and chatting with everyone. We're into that weird period now, of course, where the transfer window is going to open on Sunday, 10 days, then close for 6 days, then open again. But really excited with the way the window started, Brian, and I'm sure you are as well. Craig, what Liverpool player from the past in the prime would you think could fit into our current squad? I mean, I defo wouldn't say no to the likes of Luis Diaz. I defo wouldn't say no to the likes of Xavi Alonso. I definitely wouldn't say no to the likes of Fernando Torres, Steven Gerrard, Javier Mascherano. Any of those lads, I think, would be incredible in this window. Or in this team, sorry. Who else? Let me think. Sami Hyypiä alongside Virgil would be incredible as well. That would be a very, very good partnership. But yeah, look, we could pick a whole load. But off the top of my head, if I had to pick one, it'd probably Steven Gerrard, because I always want to get him in. But I think Suarez would be incredible in this team right now. Imagine having him up front leading our attack right now. A peak, a prime Luis Suarez. But we apologise for earlier comment. Blow the belt. I always accept an apology, Bilal. Oh, look, I never hold a grudge, mate. Always accept an apology from somebody. So consider your apology accepted, my man. And I hope that things are better for you soon. Schmungus said, have you seen the new kit leak? Thoughts? It's delicious. Absolutely, mate. So I have an image here. Let me bring it up. So pretty much these are the variations of the new kits. Now, there could be some small tweaks and changes to them, but we believe that they're the ones that we're going to be seeing. I'm all over that green one, personally. That is one that I will be very, very quick to buy. The green one with the Champions League stuff on it, and then the red one probably with the Premier League badge on it. But they look class. I've also seen the image of Mo in the long sleeve version of the red shirt, and it looks really good as well. Offer Maka the armband and 300k when Virgil leaves, like Casey Maxwell. I'm right with you on offering him the armband in the future. I love Alexis McAllister. He's a real leader. And for me, he should be stepping up as maybe a vice captain now after 66 left. But yeah, I agree. I think he's brilliant. And I still can't believe we paid what we paid for him as well. You know, the clause was there, but it feels like robbery. So Wirtz is currently with the German national team, waiting for the green light to undergo his medical, reports Sky Sports Germany. So there you go. He's just waiting for the green light for the negotiation between the clubs to get the nod, and then we will get the Wirtz medical sorted out. Cass said, mate, I do say I'm excited for the new season to start. So see the magic of our signings will cause. I'm weeing myself, with excitement, you legend. Thank you, Cass. I'm the same. I can't stop smirking. I never thought we'd be in the mix for Wirtz a few months ago. I just didn't. I thought he was destined to end up at Madrid or Bayern Munich. So to be getting him, knowing what he's going to do in our team, I'm so excited. Not quite at the weeing myself stage just yet, but still very excited about it. Each one will be rinsing my bank account, trust, said Schmungus. Yeah, they're gorgeous. You know, I don't wear white because, you know, white doesn't look good on a chunky bot like me. So I'll probably go red and green for those two. And of course, I'll buy the green shirt now and I can't wear it on the green screen. Yay. But they're lovely shirts. They really are. Who are you thinking will win tomorrow? I've gone back and forth on it, LV. The bookies certainly think PSG. They have PSG down as the favourites to win it. The value bet would be Inter if you were to be putting money on, but I think PSG. You know, they're certainly the best team we played in the competition this season. Inter do have the pedigree. They do have maybe a tad more experience. It's a relatively young front part of that PSG team. But if they play to the potential, I think it'll be PSG. But then again, I didn't think Inter would get past Barcelona, and they did. So it's going to be a really exciting game. And I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow night because, like everybody else, I will be tuning in for that Champions League final. But let's ask the chat. Let's put it to a poll. Let's see who everybody thinks will win the Champions League. So let's, one sec. Right, so. Right. There we go. Right, so who wins the Champions League final, Inter Milan or Paris Saint-Germain? And we will check back in on that before we finish up at about 10:30. Yeah, I'm really interested by it. Definitely going to tune in to watch it. Craig, relax. We all love you, buddy. Don't take notice of people getting impatient. This is 2025. People are crazy. It's not that. I don't mind anyone getting impatient. It's the people that try to make out like I'm intentionally lying, I'm a grifter, that kind of stuff. That pisses me off because it's pathetic, quite frankly. But you're right, my man. I just wanted to have a little smirk at them because I knew I was right. I knew the information we had was solid. But most importantly, and I mean this sincerely, David, I'm just happy for all of us. I'm happy that we're getting this level of player, and I'm happy that our business is going in the direction it is. I am a very, very content Liverpool fan right now, my friend. And can't wait for pre-season. Can't wait to see the images of the lads when they sign. Can't wait to be sitting here tracking planes with everybody as well. Yeah, really excited by it. But most happy, just happy that we're getting these deals done. Rodrigo for Saudi Diaz money. Not a bad shout, but I don't know what's going on with Rodrigo because, you've seen Xabi Alonso go in and say that he's an important player for Real Madrid. So I don't know what's going on there. There's certainly been links with a move to the likes of Arsenal and other teams as well. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Rodrigo. And I'm also really intrigued to see what does happen. Let me ask you this question. Who do you think will be our first 2 or 3 sales? So Darwin Núñez is probably a smart bet for one to go out. But who do we think might be next? And also, give us your best guess at who you think Leverkusen are trying to get included in that deal. Because I honestly haven't got a clue. Pavan said, thoughts on Nico Williams? I think he's brilliant. I think he's already on quite a high wage. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's on about €250,000 per week at Athletic Club Bilbao. Obviously, they don't really pay transfer fees, so they do try to keep their star players by paying decent wages. I know Bayern have been linked. I know Arsenal have been linked. I would love Liverpool to be linked. I'm a huge Nico Williams fan. I think he's brilliant. But yeah, again, my information kind of stops at these 3 for the time being. I don't have anything on centre forward, left wing, midfield, or centre back. I'm anxiously trying to find out about the centre back situation. Dave reckons Elliott and Kelleher. PG reckons Elliott to Leverkusen. Coolsdig said, I feel Leverkusen are trying to get Elliott. What's this? Black Chameleon said Elliott, Núñez, and Costas. Núñez, Elliott, and Kelleher, said Dave Smith. Núñez, sell him. I'll pay his ticket, said Matteo. Yeah, and I'll buy a backup ticket just in case, Matteo, to make sure. Fabrizio post about Diaz and Saudi. Oh, hello. Can somebody send that on to me? Mark, if you can get that, or Connor, and send that on to me, that would be hugely appreciated. LFC transfer room update as well. I love it. We should probably start a WhatsApp for Anfield Agenda so everybody can throw all the news in and all. We can talk about it. But yeah, leave that one with me anyway. Right. David, always lovely to see you, my friend. Just came in. Evening, Craig, bro, and community. And good evening to you as well, David. Happy Frimpong Friday to you, my man. LFC Naturalist said, terrible going to be with Eric Ten Hag for any of our players going to Leverkusen. I know. I do feel for the Leverkusen fans because obviously look at what they've had. Alonso and the players that they have there. Now losing Xabi Alonso, losing Florian Wirtz, losing Jeremie Frimpong, and probably a couple more as well. And then Eric Ten Lasso comes in, which just, I don't know. Do you know what though? It'll be funny if he does do well there to show that United are the problem. Right, let me read you out this post. So, Fabrizio Romano said, Al Nasser and Luis Diaz exclusive story from April still ongoing. So there you go. Maybe his post from earlier on was a thank you and farewell post from Luis Diaz. But thank you, Mark, for sending that on to me as well. And if he does go to Al Nasser, the rumoured fee for Liverpool is about, 85 million euro, about 70 million pounds, something like that. So very interesting. And another one here. Said Al Nasser consider Luis Diaz as one of their main targets for the summer window to restart with ambitious plan. Barcelona also have Luis Diaz on the list, but it depends on financial request. Al Nasser have Hanko and Luis Diaz among top priorities. Interesting. Let's hope if it does happen that Liverpool have replacement ideas in mind and certainly can get as much money as possible. Colin said, would you rather keep Diaz or Gakpo? I think right now Diaz is probably a better player, but I'd probably rather keep Gakpo. A bit younger, a little bit different than what he can offer, a bit more end product for me, Cody Gakpo, when you give him the opportunities, but I do think we need to add some pace to the attack. Now, who that is, whether that is the likes of Anthony Gordon or whatever, fair enough, but I do think we could do with a little bit more pace as well. AD said, if Fernandes is 100 million, Diaz is 150 million. Yeah, fair. And I mean, if anybody pays £100 million for Bruno Fernandes, they want their head examined. So, Al Nasser consider Luis Diaz as one of their main targets. Al Nasser consider Luis Diaz as one of their main targets for the summer window to restart with ambitious plans. As we mentioned, Barcelona also on the list, but it depends on financial requests from Liverpool. So, what's this? Okay, we've already gone through that one. You've already sent me that one. Second. Okay, we just throw that in there. Sweet. Logan Toon said, seeing the reports for Linders, what's your opinion? I think he's a rat. Simple as that. I'm disgusted by it. I can't lie, Logan, I am. I'll read you out what he said previously. He said that he wasn't going to ever be another number 2 again after working with Jurgen. He said, 10 years of the club and my boys don't know anything else. They are Scousers. I owe this club everything. They don't owe me anything. To be honest, it's 10 years full of dedication. I always said I'll finish with Jurgen. The moment I will not assist anyone else, that's the moment I'll go and I will manage. So, yeah, for me, not happy about it. I think it's a snide behaviour, but I also fully respect anybody else's opinion on it. But, yeah, anyone else, just not that team, just not that club. Right. Sorry, a few more notes just popping open here. Right. Kelly, how are we? Lovely to see you again. Said, evening, young Craig. Always like that, Kelly. Thank you. Feeling 50 years younger. Can I buy everybody a pint? Can I buy you a pint? Excuse me, up the pool. Why, thank you, Kelly. Mine will be a Corona. Thank you. Appreciate you, Kelly. And I hope you have a lovely weekend. VI Joker said, think LFC should keep Gakpo and Diaz and keep good depth in the squad, in my opinion. There's just always felt like Diaz was going to depart at some point. And for me, it was a really telling time yesterday when, let me see if I still have the post. I can read this one out to you. One sec. So this one. No. Yeah, this one. Luis Diaz has become the latest player to attract interest from Saudi Arabia, with Al Nasser monitoring a situation. Diaz has 2 years remaining on his current contract, and so far there has been no move by the club to broker an extension. When I read that yesterday from Paul Joyce, I just thought the club must be lining him up for a sale. Um, you know, if you look at what we've gotten from Luis Diaz and the wages he's been on, I think it's fair to say we've got value there. But it does always feel like there's talk with him and a move away. I certainly haven't wishing him away. I very much enjoy having Diaz in the team, but if the club feel that they can make a profit there and bring in maybe a younger, more direct winger or something, let's wait and see what happens. Forget the rat, said Santino. How about Coit possibly coming back to Liverpool? Yes, that would be brilliant. Him or Danny Agger. Dirk Kuyt certainly is in the mix, according to reports yesterday. There's a report that said he's obviously left the job he was in. Belgium, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was managing in. And, he's got that Dutch hookup as well with the manager that's currently at the club. And obviously Johnny Heiding are going to take the Ajax job. Be a great fit, wouldn't it, to bring in Dirk Kuyt? Hoarder, an absolute pleasure. Nothing to thank me for, my friend. Always appreciate all of you guys. Never feel like you gotta thank me for anything, dude. I'm grateful to be here with you all. I do want to just reiterate, though, that there'll be no live stream tomorrow night, just in case anybody is concerned or anything. Like everybody else, I'm going to be sitting back watching the Champions League tomorrow night, but we will be back on Sunday. There'll be a news video coming out tomorrow at about 4 o'clock, 4:30, so you don't need to worry about that one. But Sunday will be back to normal. Just Saturday is going to be my day off. David, did I miss your super chat, bro? Apologies, sir. Let me scroll back through. I would love to tell you the story of my mum meeting the great Bill Shankly. She actually took the train with him in the 70s. She keeps reminding us. That would be awesome. Certainly, feel free to email it to me, David. I'd love to read it. Wow, your mum got to meet the great Bill Shankly. That's incredible. And do say hi as well. Thank you, David. And apologies I missed that earlier on, sir. It certainly wasn't intentional. Diaz news incoming from Romano. Yeah, we spoke about that one a couple of minutes ago. More of the Al Nasser stuff, really. I have a good feeling we'll be back tomorrow night, said Badruddin. Well, you know the score. When I say I'm taking a day off, that's when everything happens. So let's just put it this way. If something does happen tomorrow, I will be in the house. So I will be able to jump on. But the plan, as of right now, is to take tomorrow night off streaming. But, what's the word? Best laid plans. What's that phrase? Best laid plans. Somebody help me out with that one. I need to finish that phrase now. It's going to bug me. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to have to figure it out. Mohammed said, is this the reason we are signing Wirtz? Because the club know that we will sell Diaz and get Wirtz to play in that position. Could be one of them. Could be one of the reasons. We're all trying to figure out where Wirtz is going to play. And as Paul Joyce has reminded us not so long ago, exactly how Arne Slot will utilise Wirtz is unlikely to be set in stone given the starlet's versatility across a number of roles. He's driven opponents to distraction as a left-sided attacking midfielder, but can play as a left wing or in a central position such as a 10 or a false 9. So, yeah, Mohammed, it could be, absolutely. I know he likes to drift in off that left side. Mia said we'll have a better chance of winning the Champions League next season. Best laid plans of mice and men. Is that the phrase? I definitely wouldn't have remembered that one. Yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't have remembered that one, Dave. But thank you, everyone, for putting it into the chat and helping me out with that one. Best laid plans of mice and men. There you go. That's the one I was looking for. Thank you. Even though I didn't know that was the phrase, but there you go. Football Edits Daily said, have Leverkusen rejected the second bid for Wirtz? 130 million euros was the apparent bid and they're hesitating to accept it. Why? Again, it's not that it's been rejected. It's that they're still talking about how the add-ons are managed, if there's going to be a player involved in it. It is going to happen. Mate. We're going to have to be a little bit more patient on it. But let me just read something out to you that I hope will give you some Happiness, maybe, is that the word I'm looking for? So let me read it out. Let me just get the notes up. So, J. Burt of the Telegraph has said, sources suggest that Leverkusen are now happy with the fee being offered by Liverpool, which includes add-ons, and are in the process of negotiating how the payments will be made. It's expected the add-ons won't be too hard and will include qualifying for the Champions League. So it looks like we're getting close there. Fraz Fletcher said Liverpool are poised to seal the signing of Bournemouth's left-back Milos Kerkez once Florian Wirtz's arrival from Leverkusen is sealed. So like I promised you, those hat-trick of players are going to be coming through the Anfield door. David said, can everyone light a candle for Arsenal fans? We can't, because the candle will go out with the tears as they drop onto the candle. But they do have Super Mick. So, you know, they do have the greatest manager in the history of football to not win anything in 5 years and win an FA Cup with someone else's team and all. But still, they were the best team in Europe, David. Nobody can argue about that one, apparently. Sean, bring back Stevie G. There's been some chatter about it, Sean. I certainly don't know anything about it myself. There's been a few thoughts about it. You know, he's not going to be taking the Rangers job anyway. We know that one. I think it was between Russell Martin and Ancelotti's son for that job last I'd seen. But who knows? You know, who knows? Right. I'm going to check back in on our poll in a moment. Remember, we're asking you who wins the Champions League final tomorrow night. So, Adam Roach said, pre-bad injury, Diaz looked like the real deal. Mane replacement. Since that point, he seemed more and more like a good quality stand. Look, he's had his best season for us this season, in my opinion. I think statistically that probably adds up as well, but not irreplaceable is the way I'd look at it. You know, like Diaz, would be more than happy if he stayed, but he isn't irreplaceable. So if he does go, you know, it'll be with a thank you from all of us for what he's done with the club. But yeah, certainly not going to think we've been we're leaving ourselves short or anything. You know, I do think it's a position that Liverpool could improve in. Is that right? Is that fair? Very good point, Elks. And when you're right, bro. Very, very good point. Arsenal don't need candles. Of course, they have light bulbs. And a man to run around with an extension lead after Pep, or excuse me, our Pep Mini, Arteta, as he wants to plug them in. So there you go. Craig, did you see the hilarious United tour? I did. And I seen their manager looking like someone pissed in his cornflakes on the pitch as well when he was taking a selfie with somebody. Absolute strange stuff. That all that for £7.5 million, I think it was, that United got for that farce of an end of season tour. Arteta buying Zubamendi so we can play him as a 9 or at left back. Ragnar, don't forget left back. He does love throwing people in there as well. And it looks like they might be giving unnamed male 29 from Barna a new contract as well, which is interesting. You know, I better not speak any more about that. I'll get in trouble. What do you think about recent Darwin Núñez tweets? Do you think he's as good as gone? He's 100% gone. Without any hesitation, Darwin Núñez will most likely be one of the first 1 or 2 players out the door in the summer, and bye-bye. You know, when he came in with his eastbound and down cornrows for the last game of the season, I just thought that's the last act of Darwin. But look, he put a classy message out to the Liverpool fans to thank them for the parade and whatnot. But yeah, bye Darwin. It's the right move for both parties. We've already got that one. We've already gone through that one. What's this one? Okay, that's for later. Right. We don't have why we don't have mental bio clauses like Barca, Sefri, Yamal? Because legally you have to have a bio clause in Spain, mate, and not so in England. But any contracts in Spain need to have a bio clause inserted into them. Liverpool don't like bio clauses. They like to have the final yes or no in these things. So yeah, some countries they're in law when players are getting a contract. So that's why. Cass said, mate, have a good day off. I'm still weeing myself, though. Enjoy that wee, mate. And I will, thank you. I appreciate that. And this one from Trevi said, feels good to finally start acting like a big boy club when it comes to the transfer market. Thanks for keeping us up to date, Craig. Much love, brother. Look, it's a pleasure. Honestly, I love, even if I wasn't streaming or if I wasn't involved in the content world, I would be everywhere, reading up on every transfer gossip story. I've always been that way from right back when I was younger, buying newspapers to try and figure out what was going on to all fan forums, reading them. I love it. I love transfer season, and normally I'm underwhelmed by Liverpool's transfer business, but this summer feels like we're setting up for something special. Krista said, apparently Real Madrid wants Skelly for free in 26. Contract talk is not going well. Wonder if they're going to cheer him on if he leaves for free. Of course. So we've been told by everybody. They'll all stand and applaud if any of their players depart for Real Madrid on a free. Because we're just classless fans, and everybody else would absolutely stand and applaud, would they? Fuck. And also, there's loads of talk that they're looking to get Saliba as well. So Arsenal best get their finger out there and try to get him a new deal. David said, was anybody in the bus parade? I was on a bender myself for 4 days. I've amazing pictures and laughs with the Scousers. Sad end of the day, though. Yeah, there was loads, mate. Absolutely loads of people we knew in our community were in the city for the parade. We flew home that morning ourselves. We did a show at the Hot Water Comedy Club on the Sunday night, and then we flew home early on the Monday morning because we were supposed to be coming back over for a show on Wednesday, but obviously we cancelled that after the event on Monday. But yeah, I've seen so many lovely pictures of people celebrating, partying. Look, being in and around the city from the moment we got there, the vibe was incredible. Like, we were staying all the way out in Wigan in our hotel, and there were people there in Liverpool shirts that morning heading in on Sunday for the last game. And everywhere we drove on the way into Liverpool, there was just crowds and crowds of people partying on the streets. The vibe in the city was incredible. Honestly, just joyous, and something I'll never forget. Never forget being able to be in and around the city for that event on Sunday when, of course, Liverpool lifted that Premier League trophy, but it was beautiful to see the city just aglow with red. Any other transfers we know of apart from the three? Not for me. At this moment in time, Schmungus, I don't have any other information that I would consider strong enough to bring to you guys here. Outgoings, expect Darwin, possibly Diaz, Kelleher, Elliott, maybe Kwanzaa. But what I'm really interested to figure out is what's going to happen with Kanade. I hope that Liverpool can agree an extension with him. Will you have the guy from Japan on the show again? Maybe. Certainly, Sai's a lovely fella. No issues with Sai whatsoever. I don't do much crossover stuff these days, though. But look, absolute gent. No issues with Sai whatsoever. They're already abusing Henry for calling out Arteta. Where are the standards, David, from some people? I think he's right to call out the lack of progress. And like I've said, if I was an Arsenal fan 5 years with nothing and the money 700 odd million spent, I think Henry's right to be asking that question. He doesn't have to say sack the manager, but he's right to be asking about progress. I think that's fair. Sam Maguire quoted the Diaz news with Gordon. Nice. Honestly, I had no information on that, but my gut feeling is that we might not have heard the end of Liverpool and Anthony Gordon, but I don't know anything on it. But it would make sense to me if we revisited that one. Right, Ben's Bochak has said Jeremie Frimpong's top speed this season is 36.34 kilometres. That's almost as fast as me running after the ice cream man. Only Hakimi at 36.9 kilometres, Haaland 36.6 kilometres, and Mbappe 36.4 kilometres have clocked up faster speeds in the Champions League. He's one of the fastest players in the world, and then obviously has a link to one of his Anfield Watch articles, which of course I would urge you to go and have a read of. Ben's a top fella. So look, ladies and gentlemen, we are pretty much at the end of tonight's stream. So I want to just finish this poll where we asked who wins the Champions League final. 56%. Craig, a best laid plan is a plan best laid. That's what I was looking for, DJ Pistol. Thank you. That's the one I was looking for, my man. I'd never heard the Mice and Men one before, but that was it. Thank you, dude. That would have bugged me. Really appreciate you on that one. Right, so let's end this poll. 56% believe Paris Saint-Germain win the Champions League. 44% thinking Inter Milan. Whatever you guys do tomorrow, do enjoy it. Do enjoy the game. Look, if something major breaks around Wirtz and he's on a plane, I'll be on here and we'll talk about it. But if not, the plan is to take tomorrow night off streaming and be back then on Sunday. So look, we're going to have a news update video coming out in a few minutes because my inbox still has more stuff that we haven't discussed tonight. So keep an eye out for that one in the next few minutes. Thank you to Brian and everybody else as well who sent in super chats and messages. One more here from David just before we finish up. Said, shared amazing stories with the fans. Some lad told me the story of a Liverpool fan dressed like the Pope blessing people back to our Champions League final in 2005. We love that. I've seen a few Santa Claus Reds as well around David, and thank you for sharing that, my man. Right, look, have a good weekend, folks. Keep an eye out for the news video. Be out in about 20 minutes, and we'll see you on Sunday, if not tomorrow. If you see me tomorrow, you know something big is happening. Much love. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.